Shall I see Mr. All Even in NYC? He's so big. They call him boss. He's a boss. All even. He's so bad.
On a Friday night, I am here. Happy to be here too, I ain't gonna lie to you. We don't know what's going on, but we gonna figure it out tonight. Catch me on Instagram and TikTok.
Gentle this morning.
All Even Podcast, All Even Media, Instagram,
Coffee
at All
smelling
Even Media.
righteous.
No, excuse me, All Even Podcast. YouTube.
World looking all
Like,
right.
share, and subscribe. You listen to the show on Apple Podcasts,
Stretch my arms
Spotify,
and say,
iHeartRadio. I'm all over the
This
place.
day gonna be righteous.
Knicks are one win away from the championship. Patrick Mahomes just got paid,
My nigga.
and I'm still mad about those Lakers because there's rumors that are circling. I don't like it. I don't like it, Silent Assassin. I don't like it at all. How you doing, my friend?
Good. I'm busy, so.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you're busy. I'm sure. Listen, you gave me permission to tell your story, so I will do so. You put out very good video, and I'm not used to you doing videos because normally when you put out a video, you know, you'll do your good production. You got the camera, but then I saw this video, and I'm like, oh, there's a Silent Assassin. What is she talking about? And the video quality was not what I was used to. And then whatever you were talking about was not something that I was used to. And I was just like, before I panic, I'm going to go Google search something. And I Google searched, how do you know when your friend is in a cult? And they say, contact the friend and find out directly how they're feeling. And then you can be able to kind of give them some cues to see if they really are in distress. So that's exactly what I did. And said, hey, blink twice and let me know if you're all right. And ping your location. And you said, I'm fine. And I knew it. You said to me, I knew you were coming. I knew you were going to say something because I know you. And of course, I had to say something. So, you know, I'm glad you're not in a cult. I'm glad. But man, you had me nervous for a second.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was, like, partially my fault because, like, I waited too long. I wanted to do it when it was still nice and sunny outside rather than be in the dark shadows.
Yeah.
And two, like, before I post it, I'm like, should I post? Like, I had to post
Yes.
it. But I'm like, I feel like this just, like, isn't a good look. But I'm like, I have to do it. And I'm like, I know I'm going to hear something from two particular people. And I did. So.
Listen, you telegraphed that so well. And Claw called me. And Claw was like, did you see the video? I said, yes, I did. He was like, I'm going to call her tomorrow. And we're going to talk about it. I said, listen, man, I already got her. So that's all right. I did the job for you. But we had fun. But listen, yeah, you're in a good space. New career. This is what I like to see. Growth. Okay? Mm-hmm. I love to see it. So don't worry about me and Claw. We'll poke fun at you no matter what. I don't care what happens in your life. You can be the producer and make this big Hollywood film. I'm still gonna poke fun at you. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have you have this big ego. No. I'm gonna chop it down. That's what we do. We chop things down when we're friends. But yes, lots to get into. Now, I was at a bar. When was the game? Was it Thursday? Wednesday? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night. Me and Phil, shouts to Phil, GQ Phil, went to a sports bar right around the neighborhood. It was packed with Knicks fans. Now, everybody knows who follows this show. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I go for moral support. Okay? So I was there, a sea of Knicks fans. Everybody's having a good time. People are nervous because the Knicks are down 30. I'm just like, man, it's rough. Everybody's stressed out. And I said, for some reason, I wasn't like, obviously it's not my team, so there's different emotions. So I can kind of be detached from the raw emotions of my team losing and being down 30 to just be able to dissect and analyze the game, right? Mm-hmm. I love those situations. Like, of course I want to see my Lakers in the finals, but it's also good when your team is not there where you can just be able to just enjoy the game for what the game is. And I said, although the Spurs are up 30, it seems to me that this game doesn't feel like it's out of reach. So I said to GQ Phil, I said, yo, bro, I think if you cut the lead down to 15 before the fourth quarter, you guys may have a shot at winning this game. And he was just like, man, I hope, man. Your mouth to God's ear. Like, what? I'm like, just the way the game looks, because the Spurs set a finals record of three-pointers made at the half. They also set a finals record of most points in a half.
Wasn't it
76 points?
It was like 70 something to like 20 to 30, something like that.
There was 76 to whatever the difference between 22 point. I don't know if they were up 30 at half or they were up 20 something. It was up 20 something. Yeah. But they set these records, right? So clearly they were shooting the hell out of the basketball. But you can see that there was this rhythm to the game that just wasn't hitting for the Knicks. Like, they would make these spurts and then the Spurs would hit a shot. You make these spurts, Spurs hit a shot. They'll come back, have a turnover, and then the Spurs capitalize on the turnover. But there was just this lack of cohesion on the Spurs side. They were just hitting shots. I'm just like, if they stop hitting shots, they're gonna be in trouble. Well, lo and behold, the Knicks keep chopping away. They cut the lead to 15, going into the fourth quarter. They go on this immense run. They go on a 17-2 run, get back into the game, tie the game, take the lead, and, we get trying to remember the sequence. It was Jalen Brunson's shot or somebody else's shot, and the ball kicked out. Loose ball went into the other court, and De'Aaron Fox picks up the ball, and instead of pulling the ball back out, he tries to go for a layup to seal the game. OG Anunoby gets the block. And yes, that was the sequence. I remember Hart had missed the layup. That happened. And then they're up. Brunson shoots the shot, misses it. OG comes out of nowhere, and they call it the hand of God tip. Knicks go up, and inbounds play goes to Harper, I believe. Harper can't get the basket over Josh Hart. Mitch Robinson grabs the board. Game is over. Knicks win. And the sea of emotions, like, that place was crazy. Mm-hmm. Knicks fans are crying. People are high-fiving, hugging each other. There's so many people. And that's why I love sports, because sports is the great unifier. You don't know these people. You got one common bond. Everybody's hugging and high-fiving like they've known each other for years. It's a great atmosphere to be in. And there was this mosh pit of people just kind of, ah. So what do? I join the mosh pit. I'm in there jumping around, celebrating. After all of that stuff is over and I go home, man, I was in pain. I messed up my neck. I'm like, I can't be doing this anymore. Anyway, I'm veering off. But, you know, the Knicks just have this ability to not go away. And I've said this to you for weeks. They remind me of the Dallas Mavericks of 2011. It doesn't matter what you do to them. You can be up 5, you can be up 10, you can be up 20. They are going to find a way to beat you.
Yeah, even the other game, like they couldn't cash in, but it was a 1-point game.
Yeah.
They were losing and came back to
Right.
coming close, but yeah, there's just like no after the last game, like there's no possible way like that they're not winning.
Yeah,
winning it all.
I said Knicks in 6, but to lose a game like they lost, to lose that game, and we'll talk about the Spurs now, to be up 29, it's the largest deficit in NBA Finals history. To be able to come back from or lose a game being up that much. You're on the wrong side of history on that. The Knicks are on the right side of history on that. And it's going to be tough for the Spurs to find their footing to be able to go back to San Antonio and win that game. They have to win that game, obviously. It's a do or die. It's now elimination for them. But that's going to be hard to pick yourself up off the mat to be able to win that game. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of things that I want to take away from this. Is that a lot of people wanted to crown Wemby very early. Oh, he's the next big thing and blah, blah, blah. Hell, I've even said it like, yo, if he can stay healthy, Wemby's the guy. And that is true. However, not this year. I remember when LeBron got to the finals, I think it was 2007. He got to the finals against the Spurs. Cavs should not have been there because they weren't a good team. LeBron James willed that team to the finals, and they got their ass kicked by the Spurs in 2007. Right? Mm-hmm. Wemby and these Spurs, they're young, they're inexperienced, they're very talented. I believe they're very well coached. Greg Popovich is over there as an executive. This is a great organization that has great history. But they're not ready yet. And I think I've kind of overblown how good they actually are just because they've proven in the playoffs that they can be able to do some miraculous things. Hit some big shots, play great games. De'Aaron Fox contributed, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Champagne, like so many guys that, so many guys have like really helped this run that you kind of forget that they are a young team. Mm-hmm. They beat the NBA champions. 7 games, but they are a young team. And sometimes that experience won't show itself, or that inexperience won't show itself, and then that inexperience will show itself. And what we're seeing on the final stages is that it's showing itself. A guy like, I put out a video about it, De'Aaron Fox, having that brain cramp of pulling the ball, of not pulling the ball out and trying to go for the layup. I understand the mentality that, hey, if I have a step on this guy and I can put this ball up and score, game's over, right? I now put my team up 3, and now I have to force the Knicks to hit a 3 to be able to tie this game. But if he pulls the ball out, the same ending happens. Mm-hmm. He pulls that ball out. Now the Knicks are forced to foul. At worst, he splits the free throws. I mean, at worst, he can miss 2 free throws. But, if we're just going to go with the splitting scenario, he puts his team up 2. If we play out the same scenario, Brunson misses the 3, OG goes ahead and gets the tip, tie ball game, we go to overtime. Who knows what happens? But because you made that split-second decision to not make the right play, this is why we're here. And it's not the only reason, because again, one play doesn't define a game. It's highlighted, but one play doesn't define a game. There's a series of things that have to happen for that outcome to be where where it came to. De'Aaron Fox had some bad turnovers in that game. Wemby did not play well going down the stretch. They didn't rebound well. Dylan Harper, I think, should have played a lot more down the stretch. They just could not do the necessary things to be able to get themselves across the finish line. They played not to lose rather than playing to win the game and really sink the Knicks. Because think about it. The Spurs win that game. You have now deflated a team in a city that's been waiting 57 or 53 years for a championship and been waiting 27 years to see their team back in the finals. Right? Mm-hmm. You lose your 2 games at home, and then you go on the road in the craziest place in the world right now, and you win both games. You now have the momentum going back home to San Antonio. So that's how fickle sports is that when you have these 2 teams and they're so evenly matched, the margin of error is razor thin. So little mistakes along the way can cost you dearly. And shouts to Karl Anthony Towns for playing great defense in the second half on Wemby. Shouts to Jose Alvarado. If it wasn't for Jose Alvarado in the fourth quarter, Knicks don't find a way to come back in that game. And the heady play that he had where they thought it was a backcourt violation, and he had his 2 feet on one side and had the ball on the other side. And people were like, oh, that's a backcourt. No. 2 feet have to be behind as well as the ball. So if your feet are here and the ball is over here, you're still in play. He knew that. And that particular move, that IQ move, allowed him the space to not get double teamed, to be able to have that space to do what he did. Those are little moves, these little marginal moves that win you basketball games, that win you games, period, in sports. It was, to me, 2016 Game 7 NBA Finals, Cavs-Warriors, one of the best games you'll ever watch. 2000, I want to say it's 2005 NBA Finals, Spurs-Pistons, Game 7. Great game. There's so many different games I can be able to pluck out of history and talk about in regards to their importance, how great these games were. That game, I think, might have been the greatest NBA Finals game I've ever watched. And again, I am an unbiased fan saying this. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a Knicks fan or a Spurs fan. But watching that game, seeing how that played out, the finish, the crowd, the reactions, everything about that game, if you don't love sports, after watching a game like that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That had every single element of why people love sports in it. The anger, the frustration, the anxiety, the hope, the suspense, the oh no moment, the holy shit moment, the what the hell just happened moment, the complete and utter adulation and joy, hugging somebody that you don't even know because you're so excited. You don't know what to do with yourself. You have to hug somebody or cheer or high five or do something. Mm-hmm. If you don't understand why people love sports, go watch that game again.
Yeah, like the whole like, cause I had it on and I'm like, there's no way like the game is gonna continue like this. I feel like I'm like, just cause of where they are, it's like the Knicks can't put on this bad of a performance, and then they started chipping away. I'm like, oh, like this is getting interesting.
Yeah,
like it's getting closer, and I was telling you like the Brunson. When he missed the basket, like I literally audibly like sighed, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden the tip, and I like reacted. I'm like, what is going on with me? Like, I'm not even like a basketball fan, like,
and you're just caught up in it.
Yeah, like my eyes locked, like that whole like last I think like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like just locked on the TV because it was just back and forth, and then when you brought it up when the ball rolled to the other side, I'm like, oh, like time's running out. I'm like, they gotta do something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, anxiety's pumping and all this stuff, and I can't stand when there's timeouts. I'm like, let's just go. Like I can't. It's my anxiety. I can't. I was like, I just need to see like.
That's why you love baseball, because it's not timed.
Yeah. No. Like and. And then they won, and everyone's going crazy. I saw videos of Timothée Chalamet literally with the fans. Like, he rips his shirt off, and he's screaming with them. Kylie's filming and stuff.
I didn't realize he was that big of a Knicks fan.
Yeah, like, he's huge. Like, huge fan. Like, he's been there all of last year. He was right there, courtside. He's gone to, I think, every game so far on this
He's had season tickets for a while.
Yeah. And just, like, having him there celebrating with the fans. And I saw other celebrities, too, like, out there interacting with people. Ben Stiller. Just because, like, this is, like, a New York moment.
Yep.
It's, like, no matter who you are, like, we're going to celebrate. Even just sports fans, too. So, it's just, this has, like, everyone kind of pumped. Just because, like, it is something, too, like, New York hasn't won in a while, and the Knicks haven't won in so long, and it's not like, I feel like I would just, with the Mets, like, they're not a team has like a lot of championships and a lot of successes, like it's very minimal, and just to see them finally like do good and get there, and now only one game away, like, like this is like everyone's hopes and dreams kind of like finally kind of coming to fruition.
Yeah. It's insane. Like, I talked to, so many of my good friends over the last few days, and I'm just like, dude, your team is one win away from an NBA championship. Mm-hmm. Like, let that sink in. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, no matter, nothing else, the Knicks are one game away from winning an NBA championship. Mm-hmm. That's like somebody telling me, your Jets are a quarter away. Mm-hmm. 1 quarter away from being Super Bowl champs. Mm-hmm. What? Mm-hmm.
It's like, what, how many years? Like 40, 50?
53 years.
Like literally over half a century.
Yeah.
And it's like you're living in it, like right now. Like, take it all in.
Drink it all in, man. Because like I was saying, I've said this. We know that the Spurs are going to continue to grow and build, and they'll be there. I don't know if the Knicks will string together a couple of these, because the thing is, in the NBA, this is the 8th straight season that we're not going to have a repeat champion. So we haven't had any dynasties in 8 years, right? Mm-hmm. Can the Knicks break that streak? I don't know. They have an older team. They have to keep some of their parts together. I don't know if they can. Hopefully they could and run it back if they win. But it's very hard to maintain dynasties with this new CBA now. The whole new cap system makes it difficult, but the Spurs have a shot. OKC has a shot to continue to be right where they are, right? So as Knicks fans, I want Knicks fans to just understand. Stop worrying about next year and the year after that and all this other shit. Live in the moment, because if you win this one, who gives a shit about next year? Like, you've won a championship that only a small portion of people outside of the Knicks bubble really thought that they had a shot to win. I said that I picked the Knicks to be in the NBA Finals. That doesn't mean I picked them to win. But you had to kind of see things unfold and see it. And I remember before the series started, I said Knicks in 6, and people were looking at me like, yeah, I didn't stutter. Because you can see there's a different energy around this team. You can't explain it. And that's the beauty about sports, is that sometimes that fairy dust gets sprinkled on a team. You don't know why things happen. You can't explain it. But every time they take the court or the field, magic happens. 2008 Giants? Is that the one that beat the undefeated Patriots, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That team was a wild card team. That team had to back into the playoffs. Hell, I remember that season. You know what? You know what what I remember about that season the most is that they wanted Eli's head on a stake. He's a bum. We hate him. We want him gone. That's what they were saying to start the season. And then they kind of struggled a little bit. And then towards the season, they found their footing. The defense was just unstoppable. Eli Manning stopped turning the ball over. Guys started making big plays. They had to keep winning to get into the playoffs. And they got into the playoffs and they kept winning. And they kept winning. And they kept winning and got to the Super Bowl. And oh my goodness, the vaunted undefeated Patriots. What the hell are we going to do here? Nobody picked the Giants to win that game. No one did.
Even in 2012, I feel like it's like, oh, it's a Patriots
right.
game.
Oh my God, they got no shot again.
Yeah.
And magic happens again. It's like you can't explain things. But when you see it, you know. And the Knicks have that. You don't know why they're so good. You know that Brunson is good. You know that you got good pieces that fit together. They like being with each other. They're family. You know that the fan base is so rabid behind them. All of these things, right? But are they the best team in the league? No, they're not. And what I mean by team, I'm talking about like collection of talent. Do they have the best collection of talent? No, they don't. But as a basketball team, synergy, chemistry, role players know what their roles are and they accept it. There's nobody better. And that's why I always say that I'll take chemistry over supreme talent any day. Because guys that buy in and know what they're doing and accept it, and everybody is simpatico and they're all on the same page, man, it's beautiful to watch. And that's what you're seeing with these Knicks. You can't put your finger on it, but you know when you see special. And they're special. And this is a team, funny enough, is that the last 3 times that the Knicks were in the finals, they've played a Texas team. 1994, they played the Houston Rockets. 1999, they played the San Antonio Spurs. And now, 27 years later, they play the Spurs again. 1994, they went to Game 7 and lost. 1999 was never really a series because Patrick Ewing was hurt. He had tore his Achilles that year, and they were kind of just a collection of guys that got hot at the right time, got to the finals, but they ran into a bulldozer. And nobody thought that they would have a shot, and they didn't. And now, 27 years later, they're getting their get back. And I love seeing it. I'm going to be out there on Saturday. I ain't going to lie to you. I'll be out there. I got to see it. I got to see it live.
Mm-hmm. I feel like feel like what feels better just to lock it in and get the win, or come home and get the win, or you're kind of pushing it and it could go back to
I say if you got a shot,
just
go for it.
Yeah.
Don't give them any hope of coming back. It reminds me of the 86 Mets. What people don't realize about the 86 Mets is that the Bill Buckner game was not the clinching game of the series. Mm-hmm. When people look at that sequence, they think, oh my God, the Mets won the World Series on this play.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
That was game 6. Mm-hmm. They had a whole new game to play. Mm-hmm. They had to go to, I think they were in New York. They were in New York for that game. Or were they in Boston?
I think New York.
Yeah, they were in New York. And Boston was up early, 3-0, and then they lost the game. And all the players in that time on both sides said that after that game 6, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, the Red Sox players knew they had no shot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's to that level, but it damn sure feels that way. Mm-hmm. And I think that if the Knicks are who I think they are, who they've shown, I think they're going to have a very, very aggressive attack and try to close them out. And that's what I want to see, because if they close it out on Saturday, New York City is going to burn. Then you have Sunday, which is more party, right? And then you have the Puerto Rican Day Parade, right? And then Monday would be the actual parade, the official parade, down the Canyon of Heroes. Insane. Nobody's going to work. I'll tell you right now. I don't know who's going to work, but there's going to be a work stoppage in New York City.
I was already hearing there's some Knicks fans now in the office, and there's some people she's like, I'm not coming one day. She's like, I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I'm not coming. Sorry.
Yeah, some people saying
whether I got PTO or not.
Yeah, not coming.
Not coming in, dog. Sorry.
Yeah.
I listen, my employer knows I'm not even a Knicks fan and I'm not coming. I'm not coming.
It's gonna be a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
For the city.
Because even if they don't clinch on Saturday, right? They're coming back here on Monday.
That's what I was like, just for as a fan perspective, do you want them to win it back here? Because it's but yeah, I'm with you. I want them just to get it over with.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry, because then if they potentially lose here, they're going back and just giving the favor to the Spurs.
Right.
At that point, so just get it over with and then kind of come home and we'll celebrate together. But even a lot of Knicks fans are going out there. You're talking about it, how many % of tickets are apparently from
They
New
say
York,
30%.
Yeah, that's a big percentage to go all the way to Texas.
Knicks fans travel, man. Yeah. They are crazy people. Mm-hmm. They really are. If it's one thing about them, man, they ride for their team. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. And I want to make a comment about, you got a lot of random people who don't live in New York, posting things about New York City and what's going on and all the violence and, the rowdy stuff that's going on. I'm just like, look, that is less than 1% of what's actually happening. Mm-hmm. People that live here, the city's not burning. People are not scared for their lives. They're not running around, thinking that there's going to be some craziness that's happening. You have some bad characters that are coming into the city to disrupt things that are not fans. They're not fans of any team. They're just there to give trouble.
Yeah. Especially like people like that are beating up Spurs fans. I saw there's videos of people like throwing stuff at Wemby.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a fan. Like,
No.
Because like, you know, all the Knicks players would not condone that at all. Like, you're not a true fan. Like, you're just being that person.
Yeah.
Just like looking for it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to act like that. You're acting crazy. I feel like those people are warranted to kind of get arrested and all that stuff.
Right.
And let the true fans kind of party it out and have fun. Because I don't know if you know Casey Neistat. He's a big YouTuber, but he's lived in the city for his whole life, essentially. So he was out there filming some content, and he said this. He's like, that's not New York.
Yeah.
Like, New York is, and he showed, like, people, like, in the street setting up their own TVs and, like, has a couch out in the street.
Right.
He's like, that's New York. New York isn't beating people up
No.
and causing havoc and whatnot. Like, that's not what the community is.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Like it's and again, people are overblowing this and all. I understand. You don't live here. You don't really understand what's going on, and they're always going to highlight the negativity over the actual positivity that's going on in the city. And the 99% of positivity doesn't sell. Negativity does.
Yeah.
Right? Propaganda does. Lies do. So, you know, I'm going to be out there. My homie's going to be out there, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to party if they do win, and that's it, man. Like, people have a reason to celebrate. You're a Knicks fan. You've been through the ringer, heartbreak after heartbreak, disappointment, and, you know, players not coming to your team or players coming here, they don't perform well. You know, you have playoff heartbreaks and, you know, just so many different things that have gone on as a Knicks fan for these poor people, man. They deserve it. They deserve to have their time in the sun. Like, to the victor go the spoils. And I've always been somebody that's always celebrated that particular aspect of things. To the victor go the spoils. So if you win, act how you want to act. Be as obnoxious as you want to be. Because you guys have sat back long enough, sold out Madison Square Garden every single year, supported this team, never gave up, never wavered on this team. This championship is for the fans. Obviously, the players, cool, but for the fans, for all of those Knicks fans, for people that have been rooting for this team for over 50 years, just to see this day, you can't get any better than that. You really can't. And, you know, I remember going to the Giants parade in 08, and I was just like, oh, so this is what it feels like, huh? I wonder, one day I'll experience that with the Jets. One day. And, you know, so shouts to the Knicks, man. Shouts to the Knicks. Staying on topic, yeah, I mentioned it a little bit about De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox is getting killed. I even made a video about him and said that bonehead decisions. You know, there's a video circulating around social media of Mike Brown when he was the coach of Sacramento, talking about De'Aaron Fox making a critical mistake at the end of a game. He fouled the guy behind the three-point line, and the series was just terrible. He was playing terrible defense, lazy closeout. There was no reason to do a closeout in that situation because you shouldn't have been off your man in the first place. And I think Mike Brown wasn't retained after that interview. I think he was fired shortly after that. And fast forward to a play like that, and, you know, I've joked and said that, hey, I don't even know if he can be able to show up in San Antonio anymore. I don't know if he can be able to show his face, and he might have to pack up and leave town, or they're going to pack his ass up for him. I don't know if I feel like that today, just because Listen, he's had a rough series, but he's also helped this team get here. He's also been a stabilizing force throughout the season to help them get here. And it's a bad situation. It was a bad quarter for him. He made so many mistakes, so many turnovers, so many bad plays. But this is why we love sports, is because you have a chance to redeem yourself. Can you imagine if De'Aaron Fox comes out and has 39 points in Game 5? That's what you want to see. After all of the negativity that's been tossed his way, for myself included, like, yeah, I want to see you go out there and have a dynamic performance in the finals and keep your team alive. Do it. Because then that's the only way that you're going to be able to shut up your haters. Shut up the critics. Shut up people that are going to have something to say about you and call you the weak link. When clearly he's not playing well, but I'm not going to go as far as to say he's the weak link. There's so many mistakes that happened in that game. He shares a lot of them. So does Wemby. So does a lot of other players. So, you know, the refereeing, people were talking about the officiating. So, you know, I thought about going the other way and kicking his back in, but I'm not. I'm going to give him grace. I want to see how he bounced back in Game 5. Because if he can bounce back, then, you know, they should be fine. They should be just fine. Moving on. The rumors are starting to spread on my Los Angeles Lakers. According to the reports, they said that the Brooklyn Nets are rumored to be preparing, once free agency starts, to offer Austin Reaves the full max of what they can be able to offer him. So that's 4 years at $178 million, I believe. The Lakers can be able to offer him more money in more years. And I sat here last week and I said, no. I am not comfortable with the Lakers signing Austin Reaves for the max. Why? Because you're hamstringing your team financially, that they cannot be able to make moves that are going to make you a championship contender. And has my opinion changed in a week? Has it changed in the subsequent months that happened? And no, it has not. You cannot do this. Because if you do this, you're dead. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Austin Reaves is a bad player, because he's not. I'm not saying that Austin Reaves hasn't deserved his money, because he has. I'm not saying that Austin Reaves can't turn into a guy that can be a number 2 scorer or number 2 option on a basketball team, because clearly he has shown the ability to do that. However, there is a risk that you're running with Austin Reaves, because if he's not the guy and you pay him like the guy, you're going to end up with a net negative contract that you cannot move. And this Lakers organization and this front office has always, no, not always, but they have had a history of making bad decisions on players and having to give up more draft capital to get rid of the player. So now you have no more draft capital because you used everything up, because you've had to ship guys off because of bad contracts and bad deals and bad evaluations. That's my only point. It's not about Austin Reaves being a bad player, because, again, he's not. But we've seen what happened in OKC. We've seen Chet Holmgren have a terrible Game 7. You know how much he's getting paid? He's getting paid like $40-something million. But for a guy like him, you can be like, I don't think he's worth that. that might be a net negative contract. You don't want the same things that happen to the Lakers. He said it himself, oh, it's not about the money, it's not about this, then cool. Then show us. If you're going to put that out there and then you go sign for the max, you're full of shit just like most of these guys. Don't tell me that you want to win and then you go ahead and you go take the full amount of money from this team that you can be able to muster up and take. And again, I'm not watching anybody's pockets. Go get your money if you want to. You just can't get it here. Right? Yeah. You want to keep partying? Go ahead. Go ahead and go keep partying. But I'm closing these doors. You can party somewhere else. You can go to somebody else's house, go turn up with them, and go have a good time. These doors are closing. And that's what the Lakers have to do. Negotiate a deal. If the starting salary is going to be $178, then cool. I can be able to give you 4 for $180. Or I can be able to give you 5 for $185. Right? I can do a deal like that. Because it makes sense for us to do a deal like that. But when you talk about you want the full, or there's rumors that your agent is pushing for the full, and that's where our starting point is, then now we got a problem, because now I can't build out this team, and now I got 2 guys on my team that can't play defense to save their life, and I have no other athletes to be able to put around them to try to have a competent defensive unit. So now we're just going to be in purgatory for the next 5 fucking years because of this contract that you can't move, because he's getting older, and the older you get, the more the least athletic you start to become. You start to lose some of your range of motion, your lateral quickness. And Austin Reaves has never been a guy that has lateral quickness in the first place defensively. So I would hate to see what he looks like at 32. I'm good. I don't want Austin Reaves for $40 million. I just don't. 35? Yeah. Sign him. 30? Absolutely. 28? Sign him up right now. But for 40? Nah. That number is sacred to players who are valid superstars. He is not one. He's very good, but he's not a superstar. And that's what I want people to understand, is that this is not a good idea for the Lakers to just cut him a blank check and have him sign the number that he wants. Every million that you spend in free agency this summer hurts the Lakers' ability to be able to sign somebody else. And if you care about winning, like you say, go look at what the best player on the Knicks did. Took less money to go there, didn't he? Then he took less money on an extension. And look where they are. It's always funny when the guys take the pay cut and they're actually the best players on the team, how quickly things turn in regards to them being able to go from marginal team, contender to champion. What were the steps that you took to get there? What's the timeline look like? And you can always look at the timeline as that somebody made a sacrifice to be able to keep these parts together. And if Austin Reaves is not willing to do that, then we have a big problem on our hands. And if that's the case, then Rob Pelinka and his cast of cronies, all of those fools and dummies that's in that front office, they can all get the fucking boot. Because if you go ahead and you negligently give him this money, and now you can't fill out your roster, but Luka's happy because his boy Austin's back. That's not what we do here. We do not sign players to be marginal successes. We want winners. We want championships. That's what the whole brand is about. So I don't need these two defensive liabilities in my backcourt for 5 years, chucking up shots, and they can't stop nobody. Be smart about this, Rob, because the world is watching. The Lakers are probably one of the most interesting teams in free agency this year in the offseason. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make sweeping changes. They might not be, but I need to see some effort and some grit and some aggression out of this front office rather than talking in Christ platitudes like how Rob Pelinka speaks. Can't even understand what the fuck he's saying sometimes. So that's my thing. It's just like I'm not happy about it. I understand it's a rumor and it's a slow week outside of what's going on with the NBA Finals. I understand, but come on now, man. Like I am curious to see what Austin Reaves does. If he takes the max and doesn't cut the Lakers a discount, I'm over him and I'm over that. Moving on. I was watching Jeremy Lin, Carmelo Anthony on Melo's pod, and they were airing out their particular grievances that they had at that time because Lin's sanity came on the scene, took the world by storm, took New York by storm. But there was a lot of tension between Melo and Jeremy Lin that I guess to this day went unspoken about. They didn't speak to each other. They never really got closure and made it right. Because the thing is, Jeremy Lin ended up leaving New York after that season. The Houston Rockets signed him to a poison pill contract. I don't know if you've ever heard that term. Poison pill contract means that when you have a guy like Jeremy Lin, who was a G League player, worked his way up to the big club, big team, and took the world by storm. A team can be able to offer him, I think it was $25 million over his salary, something like that, or 25%. And the Houston Rockets gave Jeremy Lin, as I said, a poison pill contract. So what that means is that the first 2 years of that deal was pretty flat. I think it was a $5 million flat rate for 2 years. But then that third year, the contract balloons to like $15, $16 million. So why would I want to pay that type of money for a player that's, he's great here, but that's a small sample size that I don't know if I can trust. So there was a whole big thing that, I think Jeremy Lin thought that Melo had something to do with him not staying on the Knicks and him not being there. Melo's like, nah, it had nothing to do with that. I was just very interested and concerned about how we're going to keep this team together. Like, cap-wise, are we going to be able to do that? And Jeremy Lin on his side, he was just like, yo, when I got that poison pill contract from the Rockets, I told my agent, yo, can we get them to offer me less? Because he never wanted to leave New York. And I think going back, when you think about it, I think New York didn't offer him a contract just because maybe they didn't want to disrespect him, right? Because it's just like, yo, you got this poison pill contract from these people, and all we got is $9 million to offer you. Maybe that would have been disrespectful to Jeremy Lin at the time, but that's what happens when you don't communicate. Same thing with Melo. Him and Melo didn't communicate properly. And that's why they had all of this, tension for all of this years. Like, not on Melo's side, but I think more on Jeremy Lin's side, because he just didn't understand that, I'm here. I'm trying to contribute. I'm stepping up to do what I have to do, and it feels like I'm getting railroaded by the guys that I look up to, like my vets. And so I like the fact that they hashed it out, pieced it up, talked about certain dynamics in the locker room, outside. Talked about D'Antoni a little bit too, how maybe D'Antoni might have retired or stepped down just because Jeremy Lin did not come back. So there's a lot of things that he went into, but he was just like super grateful, super appreciative of, you taking the time and sitting down with me and we being able to clear the air. And, that's what adults do. I remember when the whole situation was going down, I never really thought that Jeremy Lin and Melo had an issue. I just thought that the media made it a bigger thing, because if you can be able to create a story, then that's going to have legs more than the truth. We know that. We know that a lie runs faster than the truth. And that's all they did, is that they took little snippets of what Melo says and they put it together, and all of a sudden now it's front page news. I didn't say that. They took me way out of context. But somebody who wasn't in the room is not going to know that. So, it was really cool to see that Jeremy Lin still talks fondly about New York. He was there for Game 4, I believe. Might have been Game 3 or Game 4. Never wanted to leave New York, always wanted to come back, and, it was good to see them piece it up. Moving on. Do I want to talk about Patrick Mahomes' contract now? No, I don't. The man was already rich. They put on 2 more years on the deal. It looked like they signed him for like 2 years, $239. I'm like, what kind of crazy ass number is that? How do you come up with that number?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Over, was it 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Extension. But I mean, good for him, I guess. I mean, does someone? I guess it's different in sports because they're making so much money off of him, but like it's just crazy how athletes now are making that type of money.
Oh yeah,
like from a team,
right,
on the field. It's just ridiculous. But I mean, it's more because like they're making jersey sales and all the fans coming in to see the team and stuff. Like they're making so much money just off of him. So
yeah, they getting paid.
Yeah, so it's just a reward, I guess. Like, but still, like he's now, it's totaled at or above now $500 million.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But like he's had a couple off seasons the last 2 seasons, like just hasn't looked the same.
Right. Definitely hasn't looked the same.
Yeah, but still like he's one of the best quarterbacks. People debate he is the best quarterback in the league still. But yeah, it just I'm kind of thinking like where do they go? Because I mean Kelsey plans to play, but they just have kind of a lot of kind of question marks.
Yep, because they
like,
still got Rashid Rice, that fucking knucklehead.
Yeah. Like offensively, like kind of what other pieces do they have? They just signed with was it Kenneth Walker who went there?
Yeah.
So have a better running back, but he's kind of usually on the IL or injury prone and whatnot. So it's just we'll see. And then Mahomes coming back from injury, how he's going to perform. So
yeah, while he's out, he got the bag, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, ain't nobody got to worry about the Hunt family not having money, because the Hunt crime family stole all that money, and now they're robbing people blind in Kansas. Tax-free stadium. What the hell is going on here? Of course you can be able to give Mahomes $400 million if you want to. It is coming all out of the damn park, the arena.
It's like, I don't know how much, but it's a few $1 billion to make that thing, and it's tax-free is ridiculous.
Insane. There's going to be a documentary that comes out about this. I'm sure of it. Listen, I think somebody needs to send this to Pablo Torre. Mm-hmm. Send it to Pablo and let him work it out. Mm-hmm. Because he going to find it. Mm-hmm. He going to find it.
Like all those taxes could fix the whole state.
Yes. I would love to know what the education ranking is in Kansas.
Not very good, I don't think.
It's better than Florida. Anything's better there. Anytime you hear Florida, man, you know it's a problem. But yeah, so it's just like, all right, get paid, dog. You can be able to restructure anytime you want to be able to help the team get flexibility. And that's why, to me, like, these holdouts don't really make sense, because it's like, okay, cool, you're it doesn't make sense on the owner side of it. Like, the player feels that this is the only way that they can be able to negotiate. The owner needs to listen, the GM needs to listen, and just give that player what he wants. Because at the end of the day, you have so many restructuring options that you can be able to ask the player for. Now, if they go ahead and they're difficult in saying, hey, listen, I don't want to take a pay cut, then, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's tough. But yeah, it's that contract is team friendly because he's now the highest paid, and anytime that they want to go ahead and rework or restructure that deal, they can, because he's given them the ability to do so. And that's what I like. I like a guy that understands that, hey, yeah, I want to get my money, but at the same time, if I can be able to help the team have as much flexibility as possible to be able to contend all the time, that's what I want. Like, if I was a professional athlete, what's the difference between 20 and 30 million? Nothing.
Mm-hmm. So even getting all the money up front, like, granted, like, it depends what state for tax
I'm
reasons,
getting all that.
But, like, you're really going to argue, like, if you want, like, deferrals, for example, like, you can get it's for 30 a year, but you're going to get deferred half the contract, so you're getting 15, like, and then divide that by, like, it's 15 million is still a crazy amount of money, and you're going to say no to when you could have deferrals for 20 years, like, you're set. Like,
I would rather that, knowing that check is coming.
Yeah, like, you can win a championship that's not guaranteed. Like, the money is gonna come. Like, the money's there in the contract, but championship is not guaranteed. Like, I would want the team to kind of build the best team they can. I'll take the money later. Like, what do you need an extra $15 million for in the moment?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do with that?
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, there's a lot of people that they live over their means, but it's just it's getting ridiculous now. Because I always have to talk from a anecdotal and a personal standpoint. But if I had that type of bread, I would be Adam Sandler and Mick Foley. I would shop at Walmart. I would. The only thing that wouldn't change would be my sneaker game. My sneaker game was always on point. It will continue. It will continue even if I had money. But I would be that guy that shops at Walmart. No disrespect to people that shop at Walmart. I'm not saying that Walmart is, like, terrible. I'm saying that they got pretty decent clothes for a reasonable price. I'm not going out there buying no damn Gucci bag or belt and all this nonsense. What do I need that for? Mm-hmm. I don't need to advertise to people that I'm rich. I know I'm rich. My family understands that I'm rich. That's why they keep having their hands out, right? Let me have more money. No. I'll open up a business for you. Put it in a CD, but I'm not giving you $30,000. So that's the whole point. It's just like, there's no difference between 20 and 30. It's just about what your number is. We all have a number. In regards to, like, if I was $20 million, I'm good with that. I don't think that is going to run dry for me. So if I can be able to take 20 a year, and y'all can be able to continue to build this team and have us continue to win, guess what happens based on the sacrifices that I'm making in regards to my salary? If this team wins, that means the individual endorsements go up. the exposure goes up. Now more companies and more brands want to go ahead and partner with me because I'm a winner. Why do you think people love Tom Brady so much? It's not the fact that the man has like model looks. Of course he does. We understand that, right? The man was the guy. He was the guy when he was young Tom Brady. Everybody loved Tom Brady. All the women would come to the stadiums and sometimes they would let loose, okay, when Tom Brady was there. Draws on the field, you know what I mean? It was just crazy. But it made it better for him in regards to sponsorships and endorsements because he kept winning. Peyton Manning made all the money in the NFL. He was the highest paid, right? But did he win? Did he win as often as Tom Brady did? And who's still getting brand deals based on those 7 championships? Tom Brady. You see what I'm saying? Like, people can always announce you. 7-time Super Bowl winner. Greatest quarterback of all time. Tom Brady. That comes with the dollar price. Yo, listen, that line right there, that's $100,000. You know, you just saying it, $100,000. So that's my thing. It's that winning means everything. If the Knicks win the championship, and Jalen Brunson has made all of these sacrifices, he'll never have to eat. He'll never have to spend another dime in New York. So he's going to save money on that, right? And on top of that, all of the endorsements and sponsorships and brand deals that are coming from this for everybody. You're going to get it back. That's all. People have to start thinking differently. When you grow up playing sports, it's about winning. Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowls. It's about winning. And if he can go ahead and go get 3 or 4 more, it's based on his sacrifice to be able to, yes, take care of himself and his family and his future and have that generational wealth set up, but also giving the team the ability to be able to get as much cap flexibility and cap room and wiggle room and all this stuff if they need to go out there and go get somebody. That's a winner. So, relevant news of the week. Do we have anything for that?
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch them? I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week we go ahead and we discuss relevant news. Who do we got? Let's see. I don't think I have much irrelevant news. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? All of these are going to be held for this week's PSA. Ha! Yeah. No goodies. Oh, I seen Chud the Builder. He can't get out of jail. That's good. That's real good. Keep him there. Keep him right where he's at. This is a good one. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Former Jets head coach Rex Ryan is planning to attend the team's mandatory minicamp practice on Tuesday. When I saw this news, I said, something's happening. There's something brewing. You know, his son works for the team on the offensive side. Rex Ryan is coming there, and there's just a vibe starting to spread on this team. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want to put it out there because I'm not going to do it this year. All right, I'm not going to be that guy to be like, oh, the Knicks won a championship, so you know who's up. No. Pump the brakes. I understand that Geno Smith is still the damn quarterback. I am not going there. Okay? He's not leading anybody to a Super Bowl. That's not happening. But when he's gone, I promise you this. This team ain't too far away. And if you want somebody to look unhinged, you haven't seen unhinged yet. Okay? If you think that all of these years we've been doing this show, Silent Assassin, you think that I'm unhinged? That I've lost it? No, you haven't seen it yet. I'm at a 2 most of the time when I'm on this show. It may look like I'm turned up. Nah, it's a 2. It goes much higher than that. If these Jets go ahead and put together the next few seasons of competent football and they got a shot, oh man, I'll tell you right now. And I can thank Rex, because Rex is the one that put the battery in our backs all those years back. And if he can be able to give us some of that swag again, to be able to understand what's happening. Hell, I would love to have him on the staff. Just hire him. Hire Rex. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see, what happens, how the players respond to him, how he responds to the players, what he thinks. Because, man, seeing the Knicks do what they do, and I'm a little jealous. I am. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous that the damn Mets can't get their act together. I'm a little jealous that the Jets can't get their act together. But just time. Time is what we need, okay? Silent Assassin likes to play it nice, but I can guarantee if the Mets start to really get great, she won't be able to contain herself. And then I'm going to be like, you're going to have to slow it down, girl, right? Relax yourself, okay? Control it.
And I'll become one of the guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trash talking, being mean, bullying. No, and I'm going to mean it for real, like, no joking.
You'll be us.
Yeah.
You'll be us. That's it. We have been terrible influences since you've met us. I can admit that. But what am I supposed to do? Be a beacon of positivity and light? No. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to bring the laughs and the scrutiny and shame you into doing things. That's the way you do things. Oh, you're eating way too much ice cream. What is it doing to you? See what it's doing? Huh? Yeah, your shirt's not fitting the same way. You shame your friends into fixing their lives, okay? This is what we do. I never forget when I had put on a little weight. My Claw is just like, he didn't say, oh, man, you got to get that together, man. He was just like, dude, when did you end up eating yourself? And I'm like, what is that to say to somebody? Mm-hmm. How do you know that I don't have a sensitive spot for this situation? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what we do. We shame each other into correcting things. That's all it is.
Yeah, I had a conversation with him the other day, actually. When I was driving home, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go stop and get some pizza. He's like, oh, you eat? I'm like, yeah, I eat. He's like, I never seen you eat. I'm like, yeah, because I always joke, but I was like, you food shamed me the first time I ate in front of you. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, that time we were together and I ate some jerk chicken and you were like, whoa, you really messed up that plate, and took a picture of me mid-chicken. And I'm like, yeah, that's food shaming. Telling a girl, oh, you really messed up that plate. And took a
and then you snap me.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he wondered why the next time we ate some McDonald's, I ordered a hash brown and it took me 15 minutes to eat the hash brown.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not eating around you again. Yeah. You've lost those privileges. You've lost it.
Like, what do you mean? I was like, you food shamed me. He's like, I did? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, I did. But it was just all in
He
fun.
doesn't even realize it. But, I've been doing that to him for years. He eats bird food. And I tell him all the time, I said, humans don't eat this. What kind of food are you eating? How do you survive every day? He eats bird food. I shame him all the time. So, it's just what we do. It's all right. We love you. But, get it together. That is my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding
the
me.
week.
I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, yeah, they stink.
I don't care to talk about the Mets. I don't. They won tonight. Great. There's still 7 games under 500. It bothers me. It really does when they play well, because they're like the level of competition has gone up. And I don't even know if that's the case, because they've played good teams this year and they've gotten their ass kicked. They've played bad teams. They've gotten their ass kicked. So I don't really know what to say about this team. I don't.
It's just like, I mean, the consistency's not there, because then there's moments where you kind of get excited, like, okay, maybe they're moving in the right direction, and then they lose 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
And just back to square one. But I guess it's a good sign that we beat the Braves the first game, but I also too, like, I feel like it's always kind of, there hasn't been a lot of like team wins. I feel like it's kind of been like, oh, this guy kind of pops off and they win the game. Like Bo Bichette had 6 RBIs and they had 7 runs. So without him, they lose the game.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's not like a conjoined effort. You know what I mean? Like, offense and defense and pitching, everything comes together and they just play this perfect game. I don't think we've had, I think maybe one game this year. I think the closest that we've ever come to playing perfect baseball was probably the San Francisco series. Was that the second series of the year?
Early in the year. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's the issue. Like, they just can't be consistent, and it just always feels like there's just kind of one person that shines in a game, and that's the reason that they win.
Right.
I did see something interesting. I was looking through some when they won the pictures, and they have like a new celebration, I guess. Home runs.
Yeah, with the Spider-Man helmet.
Yeah, so maybe that's a new thing that can kind of.
I like it, because that damn construction hat, that was horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, so
I don't even. What does that mean? It was a hard hat to construction. What was the premise of it?
I don't know. That was like the thing, like that, because they didn't have a celebration or anything early on, and then they kind of came up with the hammer whenever they got a hit or something, and then they bought in the helmet with the stickers for the number and the vest. So, I mean, it hasn't really worked out that well. So I guess they're switching to Spider-Man. And
I want to know who came up with that construction worker idea.
Yeah.
Because whoever it is, you are no longer in charge of this. You're like the worker that volunteers to be the party committee at the job, and then when the party decorations are coming in and everybody's looking at it, it's like, this sucks. Like, who put this person in charge of decoration? You ever seen their house? You ever seen what the inside of their car looks like, and you're gonna go ahead and have them decorate this place? Absolutely not. So you gotta listen, if you're gonna take on a job like that and be able to create something, you better make sure that you're creative. But that sucked.
Yeah, because like there's some teams that just like get it right, and like they just have like a cool thing. So if they do stick with Spider-Man, I do like it. It's a cool, and it's like a blue.
Yeah, it's a blue
color.
mask. Yeah.
But I mean, I have to check after the win tonight. But I mean, they are still technically in it in some capacity with the wild card. So we were talking about it last night, like when Lindor comes back and next week, allegedly next week. I think, things can really turn around when he's back. But they really have to kind of figure out the pitching, because I saw something where McLean was he went 4 innings, something around there, and he was kind of arguing with Mendoza and was kind of pissed off that he got taken out of the game, but also too, like, he still hasn't been that sharp.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're Mendoza, it's like, what do you do at that point?
Yeah,
so.
it's a tough line, man, because you see a young pitcher struggling, right, over his last few starts, and you wanna give him the benefit of the doubt that he can be able to work himself out of trouble, but you haven't seen it recently. You had to kind of scratch him and Christian Scott from their starts to be able to move it back, and then like just to be able to give them some extra rest. But I can understand Mendoza, kind of playing it safe. I get it. And I like the fact that if they did have an argument over him getting pulled from the game, I like that too. I like I like the fact that a player cares enough to be able to be that passionate, to be like, yo, there's no need to take me out of this game. I was good.
Yeah.
Shows fight, man. That shows care. So.
Yeah, they were talking face to face, and then I guess Mendoza was like, you don't have a choice, and then McLean kind of walked away and like threw his hat down and whatnot, and was frustrated. So, but I mean that's something good to see, that there's some care.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm telling you, man. Like, you want to see some passion, because sometimes you don't see it on the baseball field. You damn sure don't see it from Mendoza, because he just sits there, stands there, like a statue.
Yeah, he's always on the same position, gives some high fives when he gets hits, and then doesn't move. Like, I feel like I've never seen a manager, at least from like the Mets managers of recent, like, they were always moving around and talking, throughout the game and whatnot, but he just kind of stands there.
Yep.
So
I'm over it, man. But if they can be able to continue to play well, if they can take this series, because like you said last night, you're like, oh, the Mets are favored to win this series. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it was the only game that they weren't, was tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
The ESPN told me it was Mania, but then what's his face? Armand was saying that it was on MLB. It was still being decided. Let me check.
So I'm sure it's gonna be a piggyback game.
Cause ESPN still has Sean Mania. So
Okay, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. If they call somebody up or they do the piggyback thing, and I don't know if they're gonna put Brazaban or they put Warren in that spot, or just have Mania just start the fucking game.
just give it a shot.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, dude, like, I don't, at this point, it's like, if you don't have a guy that can be able to start the game, you don't have a starter. And enough of this bullshit. Enough of Peterson. Enough of Mania. I don't even know if we'll ever see Senga again. Throw him away too. So, yeah, I'm over it. Do you have a dummy?
Dummy. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with, he did something this week, but honestly forgot what it was. But Dalton Rushing, I just don't like him.
He's a jerk, isn't he?
I forget what the thing he did was recently. Oh, I think it was the slide. He did the Chase Utley slide.
Oh.
And,
spike somebody?
And kind of, just went way off the base and kind of tried to take out a player. But he's just like a new player that he thinks he's more than he is. And just, there's been a few moments this season where it's just like, just shut up.
Yeah, I am somebody who likes to have old school justice, and sometimes a good old ass whooping can do a lot for somebody, can change people's lives. He looks like he needs an ass whooping. Yeah. So, Dalton Rushing.
Dummy. Yeah.
And you won the Dodgers. It don't help that you look like you're putting on for the camera because you got those dudes with you, right? I don't really like that. I don't really like that. I have mine, and there's only one to give it to. It's only one. My dummy for this week. Donald Trump. Donald Trump gets my
Dummy. Yeah.
Now here's the thing, right? You got Knicks fans, people in the media, you got New Yorkers who don't care about the Knicks, and all of a sudden they care about the Knicks. You got all of these store owners just chomping at the bit like, oh my God, I'm going to make so much fucking money. It's going to be swimming in it. I'm going to make in one day, I'm probably going to make my yearly earnings. Mm-hmm. With all the action that's going to be out here tonight. And who comes and spits on it? Weekend at Bernie's, Bernie Lomax, Sleepy Don, Diaper Don, Dementia Don comes to town. And you have Adam Silver copping a plea for him. Oh, we need to go ahead and just, have some commonality and blah, blah, blah. And, you got people that support him. You got, shut up. Nobody want to hear that shit. And then you have James Dolan, who's a billionaire, who's tone deaf. And of course he's going to go ahead and invite his friend to the game. That didn't bother me neither. But the fact that you went ahead and you had to have all of this Secret Service security detail, tax dollars are being wasted, and now you're barricading around the damn city, damn Madison Square Garden, that people can't get close. The watch parties are canceled, and when the watch parties get canceled, that means that the bars can't make no damn money. So you ruined all the business around Madison Square Garden for Game 3. So because of that, when they went ahead and had the national anthem, and they panned to Donald Trump, the boos, he was showered with boos. And the great part about it is that his little granddaughter was there, and she has that same face, that boy I can't stand, right? And I feel bad for her because she didn't choose to be a Trump, but you're in it now. Can't help you. You're in the stink with the rest of them. And all of these outlets, these right-wing outlets, these grifters, these bootlickers, they went ahead and doctored the video and put in nothing but chairs. And you know who else did it? His granddaughter did it. She posted a video of the damn, scene where he's saluting, and people are booing the hell out of him. They got piped in noise of cheers. I'm just like, you people are just sick people. And I think for the first time that people who watch Fox News and Newsmax realize how unlikable this zombie is. And it's like, enough. It's funny to me that people can look at this guy and feel like he is the beacon of strength when he's not. He's a feeble old man. And on top of that, he's at the game and he's fucking sleeping. He's sleeping.
Yep, that was a good one.
Like,
it's like I can't even imagine even how loud it is in there, and you could fall asleep. Like, and he's just like the video. It's like I couldn't tell. I'm like, are his eyes just like? Is he really like? I had to think, I'm like, is he really sleeping? I'm like, but it doesn't, like, why am I doubting it? I'm like, he's of that age. It's not his fault. But, like, it's just like a funny situation. And then the booing, too. It's like, no, we know what happened.
Yeah, and then he was over here saying, oh, well, people loved it. It's a good reception. No, it was not. No, it was not. Nobody likes you in Manhattan. Okay, if you out in Long Island now, of course, there's nothing but sycophants out here for Donald Trump. But in the city, nah. In the boroughs, we don't fuck with you, dog. We don't fuck with you. So, Diaper Dan, Weekend at Bernie's, Bernie Lomax, you get the...
Dummy. Yeah.
Don't come back to New York again. When it comes to sporting events, don't step your cankled ass back into New York City. Stay in Mar-a-Lago. Go wherever you want to go outside of New York because your presence is not wanted. I want these bar owners to go ahead and go sue and put in something to be able to say that y'all fucked up my business for 2 days, 2 of the highest earning days of the year, and you took that away from us. I'm suing you. That's what I want to see. I want to see class action suits. Just going out there.
It's like crazy the things I saw, the videos and pictures of like the security gates and
it's horrible.
Fences and whatnot. It's just like, how can you? I get it's the president, right? Like, but still, like, I'm sure there's other ways to securely do that without shutting down, the area. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? But
I agree. So, hold that, Diaper Don.
Dummy. Yeah.
You are the dummy of the week. That's all for the show. Man, oh man. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting, or Saturday, because we will be dropping this on Saturday. Saturday is going to be extremely interesting. We probably will have the biggest celebration in New York history happen, or there'll be a party that ends up because the Knicks haven't closed. But like I said, man, you can't put your finger on it. Something special happens when it comes to this team. I just hope that happens to my Jets. I don't ask for much. I don't even ask for what the Knicks are doing. This is how desperate I am, right? This is how much of a loser Jet fan I am, Silent Assassin. I just want them to get there. Because you know what I want? And it's very simple. I just want to have the Super Bowl logo on the jersey. That's all I want. I can buy it, but I want to see that. I want to see people talking to the Jets for Super Bowl week. That will make me cry. The game is something else, right? But just seeing and knowing your team is one of the last 2 teams standing, what? The Jets? Come on now. So I want what the Knicks fans are having right now. I'm hating. I am. It's not a place of like, I'm not trying to jinx nobody, but I'm jealous. So, till next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace. Go Knicks.
Every win, every loss, every second got a cost to be the boss. Late nights, pressure heavy, never fold. Championship mindset, heart made of purple and gold.